Well, the UN chief slams Israel's settlement surge in the occupied West Bank, calling it a violation of international law. UN spokesman Martin Naserki says Ban Ki-moon is deeply concerned about Israel moving forward with plans for more than 1,000 new units in 2 West Bank settlements. This comes as the Peace Now settlement watchdog group says Israel has plans to build or legalize nearly 680 new units in the northern settlement of Itamar. The move has already been condemned by the United States and Palestinians. Israel refuses to freeze its settlement expansion on Palestinian land, which is considered illegal under international law. Well, to discuss that a bit further, I'm joined by Mark Glenn, who is a political commentator who's joining us live now on the line from Idaho. Thanks a lot for joining us. Now, how should we react to news once again of a settlement surge and a UN condemnation, which always seems to follow?
Well, the only sane reaction that we can have to something like this is one of ridicule. This is nothing but Hollywood theatricism. There is no outrage. There is no protest. There is no being concerned or disturbed. Think about the other countries such as Iraq and Libya and Yugoslavia that were destroyed when the UN decided to get moving and allow itself to be used as a rubber stamp for American and imperialist interests. And those countries were invaded and destroyed with UN appropriation. So when the UN makes a statement, Israel violating yet another resolution about the UN being disturbed or outraged, or the United States for that matter. This is nothing but more nonsense coming out of Hollywood. We should just react to this as if it were something coming off of some tabloid newspaper about some cow being born with 3 heads.
So in a sense, Mark Glenn, does Israel then have like carte blanche from the side of the United States and even maybe the UN to continue these settlement constructions forever?
Of course, yes, and this is Israel's goal. Israel's goal is to conquer and colonize all of the land between the Nile and the Euphrates rivers. This is just more of that policy that was drawn up not just a few decades ago, but rather thousands of years ago. If the United States really wanted to bring an end to this, then the president could call up the prime minister and say, we are not going to give you any more money. We're not going to give you any more arms. We're not going to give you any more political support in the UN until you agree to abide by international law and act as a responsible nation amongst the community of states in the world. But the United States isn't going to do that because this is truly a case of the tail wagging the dog, and the United States knows that what Israel wants, Israel gets.
We just have under a minute left. Where does this then leave the Palestinians and their leadership?
Well, the Palestinians and their leadership, especially their leadership, we can't count on the leadership to do anything. It's going to have to come from stronger players on the outside, players such as Iran, players such as Syria, players such as Russia, and other countries who are willing to exert their political, their economic, and their military forces in order to see that a just and lasting peace is secured for these people who have existed under the longest genocide now in human history.
All right, we'll have to leave it there for now, but of course, as always, we do appreciate your insight. That was Mark Glenn speaking to us live from Idaho.